The sound of a 90-pound Great Pyrenees knocking a toddler to the floor is unmistakable. Emily heard it from the kitchen, that heavy, dull thud that makes every parent's blood stop. She dropped the dish towel and ran. Max had Lily pinned. The toddler was flat on the carpet, face up, the dog's massive head lowered directly over the child's face. Lily was crying, not screaming, just that confused, frightened cry that meant something hurt, but nothing was broken yet. Max, no. Emily grabbed the dog's collar and pulled hard. Max resisted. For the first time since they'd brought him home 3 years ago, he didn't obey immediately. His body was rigid. His eyes stayed locked on Lily. She pulled harder. The dog finally stepped back, but slowly, reluctantly. Lily sat up, tears streaming, reaching for Emily. No visible injuries. No blood. Just scared. But that sound, that thud, that had been real. She scooped Lily up and carried the toddler to the couch, heart still racing. Max stood exactly where she had pulled him, staring at them both. His tail wasn't wagging. His ears were forward, alert, not guilty, not ashamed, just watching. When Chris got home that evening, Emily was still shaken. She explained what happened. The sound, the way Max had Lily on the floor, the way he wouldn't move when she called him. Chris knelt down and checked Lily carefully. No bruises, no bumps. The toddler was already playing again, completely fine. But Emily wasn't fine. "He's never done anything like that," Chris said. "I know. That's what scares me." Chris looked at Max. The dog sat in the corner of the living room, eyes moving between Chris and Lily, calm, steady. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe Lily startled him. Emily shook her head. It didn't feel like an accident. It felt deliberate. That night, they kept Max in the laundry room while Lily slept. It felt wrong. He'd never been locked away before. But Emily couldn't shake the image of that moment. The weight of the dog on top of their child. The next morning, it happened again. Emily was changing Lily's diaper when Max came into the nursery. He walked directly to the changing table and pressed his nose against Lily's face, not sniffing. Pressing. "Max. Back. Now." Still nothing. She physically pushed him away. He took 2 steps back, then immediately moved forward again, nose going straight to Lily's mouth. Emily's patience snapped. "Out. Now." Max finally left, but only after she raised her voice to a level that made Lily start crying. That afternoon, Emily called the vet. The vet listened carefully, asked questions. How old was Max? Had there been any other behavior changes? Any aggression toward other people? No, just Lily. The vet was quiet for a moment, then said, "It might be stress. Sometimes dogs react unpredictably when there's a baby in the house, especially if they were used to being the center of attention." Emily thanked her and hung up. By that evening, she'd made the decision. Max couldn't stay. Chris didn't want to believe it. He'd raised Max from a puppy, trained him, trusted him. But he'd also seen the fear in Emily's face. He'd heard the description of that moment, the dog on top of their child refusing to move. They agreed to call a rescue organization in the morning. That night, Max slept in the garage. Emily lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She felt guilty. She felt scared. She felt like she was betraying a family member. But every time she closed her eyes, she saw Max's head hovering over Lily's face, and her chest tightened. At 2:47 a.m., the baby monitor lit up. Lily was crying. Not the usual fussy cry. Something else. A strange, weak sound. Emily sat up immediately and grabbed her phone. The video feed showed Lily in the crib, barely moving. She ran. Chris was right behind her. When they opened the nursery door, Max was already inside. He'd somehow gotten out of the garage, somehow made it through the house, somehow opened the nursery door, or it hadn't latched. He was standing on his back legs, front paws on the crib rail, nose pressed against Lily's face. "Get back." Chris grabbed the dog and pulled him away. Emily reached into the crib and lifted Lily. The toddler's skin was pale, cold. The crying had stopped. "Something's wrong." The paramedics arrived in 6 minutes. One of them took Lily from Emily's arms, checked vitals, asked rapid-fire questions. When did this start? Any fever? Any vomiting? Any known allergies? The second paramedic noticed Max. He was standing in the hallway, completely still, eyes fixed on Lily. Has the dog been acting strange? Emily nodded, barely able to speak. Yes, for 2 days. The paramedic looked at Lily again, looked at Max, then looked at Emily. We need to get to the hospital now. At the ER, a doctor examined Lily thoroughly. Blood tests, monitoring, questions. Then she came back into the room with a printout and a very serious expression. Your daughter's airway was partially blocked, the doctor continued, her voice calm but firm. Another 8 minutes and we would be having a very different conversation. She looked at both parents. What made you bring Lair in tonight? Emily explained the crying. The monitor, the pale skin. The doctor nodded slowly. And the dog? Emily looked at Chris. He looked back at her. He wouldn't leave Lily alone, Emily said quietly. For 2 days we thought he was being aggressive. The doctor's expression softened. Dogs can detect breathing obstruction before we can. It's documented. The change in scent, in breath chemistry, they pick it up long before symptoms are visible to us. Emily sat down. He was trying to tell you. When they brought Lily home 3 days later, Max was waiting by the door. Emily knelt down and put her arms around his neck. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Max exhaled slowly, leaning into her. That night, Lily slept in the crib. Max slept on the floor beside it. No one asked him to. He just did.